In an era where visibility is treated as a currency, one generation still believes that privacy is power. While Gen Z posts their therapy sessions and millennials dissect their burnout for the world to see, but there is a silent frequency running in the background of society. A generation that doesn't post its trauma, doesn't demand a trophy, just the quiet, lethal strength of those who learned to survive long before the world was watching. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, the middle child of history. They are the ones who built the internet, but don't feel the need to post about their breakfast. They are the last of the analog souls and the first of the digital minds. But here is the psychological mystery. How did a generation raised on a diet of neglect become the most resilient force in the modern world? Picture this. It's 1978. You're 9 years old. You come home to an empty house because both parents are working. No smartphone, no ring cameras, no GPS to track your location. Just a heavy brass key on a string around your neck and a house that was far too quiet. By 1984, researchers estimated that anywhere between 6 to 8 million children were navigating the world entirely unsupervised after school. The only soundtrack to their afternoons was the low hum of a refrigerator and the ticking of a wall clock. Researchers call it neglect. Gen X calls it Tuesday. Psychologically, this created a high contingency environment. When you're 10 and the bike chain slips or the fuse blows, there is no delete button. You solve it, or you sit in the dark. They learned that the only hand coming to save them was the one at the end of their own arm. This forced independence is what we now identify as parentification, the missing piece of this puzzle that we've linked above. Generation X grew up watching the rules of the world evaporate. They saw divorce rates double and watched their parents' corporate loyalty rewarded with pink slips. They were even told a wooden school desk could protect them from a nuclear blast. When authority lies to you about your survival, you develop defensive realism. You stop trusting titles and start trusting results. This is why Gen X forged a psychological shield, detached cynicism. Their signature whatever wasn't laziness, it was a detached irony, a way to survive a world that kept pulling the rug out from under them. They didn't need a safe space. They were the safe space. They are the only generation with a bilingual brain. They remember the smell of burning dust on a rotary phone dial, yet they troubleshoot the very servers the world runs on today. They don't respect a suit, they respect competence. This generation doesn't seek validation through a like button. Their self-worth is hardwired into their ability to solve a problem without calling for help. They can't control the economy, but they can control being the most uncuttable person in the room. They show up, they fix it, and they move on, without filming it for clout. There's a bittersweet paradox here. Because Gen X was raised in the shadows, they became the most protective parents in history. They gave their kids the helicopter attention they never had, inadvertently protecting them from the very boredom and solitude that made Gen X so strong. Generation X is the bridge holding the weight of the past and the future. They don't care if you notice them. They're too busy making sure the machine actually functions, while everyone else is busy filming themselves talking about it. If this video resonated with you, then you need to understand the deeper scars left by a stolen childhood. Watch our breakdown of The Child Who Grew Up Too Fast right here to understand how your past is still driving your present. Subscribe to keep tracing the unseen patterns of the human mind, because some generations don't ask to be seen, but they deserve to be understood.